Hello guys, if you like my awesome gaming videos, my programming and web development courses, my editing courses and editing videos, and my tech talks and tech guidance, then you can consider subscribing to my channel and click on this bell icon to stay connected. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So this is a very important video. If you want to know how to send email using the notification in Laravel, you have to know this. And you have to see this video because this is the place where I'm going to show you everything from the scratch. How can you do this very easily? You want to send them separately. Suppose if I send email to this user Adip, okay, and send some greetings, okay, hi, and give some body, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and give them my YouTube channel link. Okay, this is the action URL, this is the action text, what we will be seeing here, and we have the email body and the greeting, and end part is thanks for watching. If I submit this, you can see, and in the mail trap, as you can see, we got email notification a few seconds ago, as you can see, few seconds ago, and this is actually the mail trap where we're going to use and test our email sending notification that if it works perfectly or not. And this is the same thing that we got. Hi Adip, we are from Laravel admin panel team, and we have the subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the action text, and if I click on this, it will go to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the main purpose that we have. Okay, this is the action URL that we are working on, and then we have the ending text, which is thanks for watching. So how we are sending those information, okay, all the thing that we write here in the admin panel, and it will directly send the email to particular user. This is a very important thing. If I want to click on this send email to all users, this is just an anchor tag with the bootstrap class, and if I send it to hi everybody, we're from Laravel team, and give them our credentials like action text, URL, and ending text, you can do this all over you like, and it says email to all users, Prince, Riyadh, Adib, all of them. If I just zoom in, as you can see, all the users that I have is sending email. Okay, so all of the thing is working perfectly, and it says hi everybody, and everyone gets the same message. All the users get the same message. You can learn more about it, and the documentation is really nice, and it works perfectly for all the users, for all the custom users, all of those things. You can do this very perfectly. And first one is I like most, which is the notification facet, and it sends the email to all the users with some invoice paid. And these are all the things that I'm going to show you in this particular video. How can you do that very easily and perfectly with some custom email field like greetings, body, action text, action URL, and ending text. We just use Laravel Jetstream, and this is the package that we're going to use to authenticate our users. You can use any packages, and I already wrote it here. You can use any package like auth package or bridge package or Jetstream, which I'm gonna like really perfectly, which actually I prefer Jetstream because it is the latest version. I need to create a new Laravel project, which is Laravel new email notification with Jetstream. Okay, so our Laravel project is created successfully. Now just clear it out and open it with our VS Code email notification with Jetstream. What you need to do, you need to go to the environment variable, and here you need to add a database name. Just go to email notification. Okay, so let me start our database. Let me go to the admin panel, and here we have our new database table. Just give the same name as the application, email notification with Jetstream, and it is saved. And reload this server again. And what you need to do, you just need to write PHP artisan optimize, okay, and PHP artisan serve. So let me check if our application is working. Yes, our application is working. And if we go to the Laravel Jetstream, as you can see here, you have the installation package, you have a different kind of authentication system, registration system, all of the thing. As you can see, it will working perfectly. It will work for your Vue.js component and for the library as well. So if you just install this package, just write composer require Laravel Jetstream. And I really prefer this because this is the latest package to authenticate the users in Laravel. Okay, composer require Laravel Jetstream. Just paste that command, and it will start installing that package. And then what you need to do, PHP artisan Jetstream install library. You can install the Jetstream using two things. One is if you prefer library, it is going to install with library. If you prefer Inertia.js, you can do that. But I normally prefer the Inertia.js that have Vue.js component. You can do anything. Okay, I just prefer this way. So clear this out and paste this PHP Artisan Jetstream install with inertia.js. It will take some time, just wait for it. You can see the scaffolding is also perfectly done. Everything is perfectly working here. So if I go to routes and if I go to web.php, here you will see a lot of functionality like can login, route has login, it has a login functionality, it has registration functionality, it has a lot of things. Now how can you check those functionality? So how can you get the login view and registration view? So for that you need to go to resources and JS, and here you will see a lot of things. You go to the auth in the JS packages pages, and here if you go to the auth, here you have a login view, login.view, and as you can see we have everything like email, password. These are the two fields that we need for the login. That's why they have JS Jet authenticated, and we have a template. This is the thing that we use in the Vue.js normally. And Jet input, we have an email. V model, we have form.email, type of email, and it is required. And then we have the password field, and it's required field, and type is password. So based on two things, we're gonna just log in. Okay, so this is the login functionality that we are using. This is the Jetstream thing. But normally in this video we don't need to understand a Vue.js. I just showed it because if you want to integrate Jetstream in your application, then you have to know these are the things that you need to know. Okay, then we have the register.view, and you have all the things that you need. So this is working really perfectly, and you will have a lot of ideas what to do. And if you go to app actions Spotify, create new user, here you will create a new user, user.create. You will give your credentials from the input like name, email, and password. Password should be hashed. If you have some other credentials like phone number, then you can use phone number is equals to you can use input, and input you're gonna give your phone number for the custom authentication if you need. But normally I'm just keeping it simple. I only need the name, email, and password to authenticate. Okay, and then we have the password validation system, reset password system, and update password, all of the thing. If you go to the Jetstream, you have a lot of things to do. And then what you can do, you can go to our config, and here you will have a package called Fortify. But as Jetstream uses the Fortify, you get all the features of Fortify like two-factor authentication, email verification, and much more. As you can see, we have the feature two-factor authentication is there, and we have an update profile with authentication, reset password, registration, everything that you have. Even you have the email verification. If you want to enable email verification, you can use features and just uncomment this, and then we have a email verification. But normally I don't like, in this small project, I don't want email verification, and I also don't want this two-factor authentication. Just forget about it. I just show you how many things that you can do. We have a configuration, we have all the things that we can do, custom authentication, and a lot of things. Create our database. We already added the database. Now to migrate those users and do this, so we have to go to the migration folder. So let me go to the migration folder. You need to go to database, migration, and here you have a lot of things like name, email verified at password, all of those things, profile photo, and custom team, current team ID, lot of things. Jetstream, and we need to install npm install and npm run dev. Okay, so just go npm install and then npm run dev. Then we need to migrate all the users migration. So these are the things that we need to migrate. npm run dev, because this is important for webpack compiled for your JS, app.js and app.css. So this is very important. So if I just PHP Artisan migrate now, and it will be migrating all of our users. If I go to database, and if I go to the admin, and here if I go to email notification database, and if I go to the users, as you can see, all the thing like name, email verified at two-factor authentication, secret, recovery code, all of the thing that we have inside our migration is added. So if I go to our migration folder, and migration is this, create users table, it has all of the things, and it has two-factor authentication system as well. As you can see, two-factor secret, after password, nullable, lots of features that we have. Now we can run our application PHP Artisan, optimize it first, and serve. Now if we go there, we can register and log in our users. As you can see, it is working perfectly. And if we go to the register, it will go to the register page, and you can register some user. If we go to login page, you can log in some users. So let me go to the register page, and here I can log in using my account, which is username and this. Okay, the password should be 8 field. Okay, we are now logged in. As you can see, if I go to the profile, we have a lot of information, profile information, update password, two-factor authentication. If you enable it, you can see that as well. And your browser session, lots of things and amazing feature of the Jetstream you can get. Let me register another user, which is this user, alex at gmail.com. So we have 3 different users, Alex, Adib, and Riyadh. So let me log out. And now I need to create our custom route. So for that, I need to go to web.php, and here route get. If I go to /users, it will go to our users controller. Let me create a new controller, php artisan make controller user controller. Mistake, the controller name should be LLER. Okay, our controller created successful. And if I go to app http controllers, we have the users controller, and here I'm going to create a function, public function index. It will give us all the users. So if I go to the users is equals to user model dot all. Okay, and it's gonna go to return a view. It will go to the users dot index page. So we need to create a users page, and if I go to views, and here I need to create a new folder called layouts, and layouts we need to create app.play.php, and here we're going to create our master template, which is application, and here I'm going to yield something called content. And we need to create one more thing, which is one more folder called users, and here I'm going to write index.play.php. okay, very simple thing. And here I need to extend that layouts.app and section content and end section. Here I'm gonna put everything called users. Here we'll see all of our users. Okay, and we need to use our bootstrap as well. So if I go to bootstrap 5, and here you will give your all of the CSS and JSS that you need. Just copy the CSS. This is the CDN just inside app.play.php, and here you just paste it, and now your bootstrap will work. And just go to index page, and if I just use class of text center, it will work. Okay, so what we did, we need to create a user controller dot class. I just added new function called index and just name it users dot index. Okay, so if I go to /users, it will go to user controller and it will go to the index function, and index function will get all the users from the database and show us in the user.index page. Okay, here. And what we need to do, we need to compact. We need to compact those users. We need to pass the data to the view, and we need to show them in a bootstrap. If I go to content and go to tables, we need to show it in a tabular format. Just copy this thing, go to the index, go to users index, and here just give it HR tag and give div class container margin top of 2, margin bottom of 2, padding of 2. Inside here I'm going to show every single users. Okay, this is very simple. First one is the ID, then the user, and then their email. Okay, and then we have the action. So first one, we need to use for each loop, for each users as user. We need to show them the user ID and you can just copy this thing. This is very simple thing, and this should be user name, and another one is the email. So how can we get that? If we go to the database, as you can see, if I go to just refresh this page and go to users, and as you can see, we have name and email. These are the two information that we need from the users. Okay, we're just getting all of them. So this is working fine. So let me check if it is working properly or not. Optimize your route configuration, lot of things, so it will work perfectly, and then write PHP artisan serve to check. So what I'm gonna do, we need to go to our /users so that we get all the authenticated users information in the index page. As you can see, this is very simple. We get the name, user, and email. So what we need to just configure this. We need to just configure this page. We need to go to index. We don't need any column, and we don't need row here. We don't need column span. And one more thing is just name it action. Just save it. Okay, now it is working perfectly. Our action is actually sending email. Okay, send email, and here I'm gonna write an anchor tag, and we should have a class of btn bts dash success. Okay, just use send email. Just give it. Okay, everything is perfect. We have a send email. If we click on this, it will send some email to that particular user that we want. Okay, so now this is set up properly fine, and now this is the main meaty part where we need to send our email. Okay, send our email. So for that, we need to go to our environment variable first and configure our mail setup. Okay, we need to configure our mail setup, and the email will go from the adib@example.com. okay, or you can say admin at example or gmail.com, you can say. So in the environment variable, just send from which mail you're going to send all the mail to the users, and in the mail tab, just refresh it, inboxes, and here we have a different kind of option in the inboxes. We have the Laravel, Cake, PHP, Django, all of the thing for configuration. I'm using Laravel 7+, so that's why I'm using my credentials. Just don't copy my credentials. Those are just create your own account in the mail trap and use your own credentials. Okay, own credentials. Here the host is smtp.mailtrap.io, mailer is smtp, and mail port and username and password, which I just blurred it out, and the mail encryption is TLS, and the email will be sent from this admin@gmail.com to all the users. Okay, so these are the environment variable. As you can see now, as you just change the environment variable, you need to just PHP artisan optimize it again, because the environment variable is changed, and then we can run the server again. So as you can see, now it's the perfect time to show you how the notification system will work. Okay, so now we need to work with this thing. So for that, we need to write PHP artisan notification table. It will create a new migration folder if I go to migration, and as you can see, we have a new thing called UUID notifications is type and notifiable and data. And make sure if you want to send notification, you need to go to your models, and suppose I need to send the email to particular users who are signed in to my application. Like these are the people who are signed in to my application with their unique email address. We need to send the mail to particular email, and you need to use this trait, use notifiable. If you don't use this trait in the user's model, then it will not gonna work. If I had some other model called customer model, then in that model you will also use notifiable. If you don't use this thing, you can never use notification system and send email to them. This is very, very important. Now we need to do our main magic, which is PHP artisan make notification send email notification. So these are the main thing that you need to do. So it will create a new file called notification, send email notification, PHP artisan make notification, send. So this is not a thing that I just remembered. This is inside the Laravel documentation notification system. As you can see, class user must be used on notifiable if you want to send notification. Then you can use user.notify and send some data to this notification facade. Okay. Or one more thing which I'm going to do here is notification facade and send all the users some email with some data pass. And for that we need to use new invoice, and that invoice is actually the notification system. And we need to pass all of our parameters and data that we want to send in the email boxes to that particular user. We need to send them into this email notification system. So this is the system that we created. This is the notification panel that we added here. PHP artisan make notification, and you can give any name. I just use send email notification. And here in the constructor we'll pass some data from the controller and it will send those information. Here we have two mail, and it also use notifiable because we're going to use this notification and return mail. Return mail means in the function via that we're going to send email in. We have different kind of thing. You can use database as well. Okay, we can also send notification using the database parameter and different parameter, but here I just use the mail to show you how can you do that. And here we need to create one more thing, which is private and details. We're gonna pass some details, and this thing should be details. Okay, we're gonna to pass some details from the controller. That's why we're using the constructor and send some information. Okay, so we need to use this details is equals to $details. It means that whatever we passed from the controller, okay, will be held inside this constructor in the send notification, and this is the same detail that will refer to these details, private details. And now we can just use these things, and here I'm going to use greeting. In the greeting we need some parameters, then we have a line, then we have an action text, an action URL, then we have the ending information. So these are the same information that we showed earlier in this video in the demo section, and this will use these details, and we have a greeting. Okay, so this detail means these details, okay, and we have some greetings. Then you can copy the same thing. Then this is the place for the body, and we're gonna send some body from the controller. And then we have for action text, we're gonna send some action text, and here in the URL you're gonna pass this detail, and we're gonna pass action URL. And you can give your email address, you can give your YouTube channel, you can give your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the thing to promote it, to give some action URL. Okay, and then we have end text. First one is the greetings that will be coming from our controller greetings, details greetings. Then we have our body, and then action text, and then we have our action URL and end text. So these are the 4 parameters or 5 parameters that we'll be passing from the controller later in this part. Okay, as you can see here in the constructor, user controller, and here you need to send some data and send email. We're gonna create a new functionality here. So before that we need to go to index. Here in the index we need to send email to particular user. So for that we need to create a route, and I'm gonna name it route send email users user ID. Because we have the user instance, we can just access the user ID. So we need to go to the send email route. We need to go to web.php, and here is the main magic. Just paste it here, just copy the previous route, and here we need to go to the send mail to particular user with the ID. Just copy this and paste it, send email view ID, send email view ID send email dot view. Okay, just copy the same name here, send email dot view. We need to go to particular page. Let me go to that page, and here in the index, here need to write email view, and it will take some parameter ID which user we need to send some information. Okay, it will give us some page. So let me go to user controller, and here public function email view $id, and here you want to pass some data is equals to user dot find by id, very important, and you're going to return it to the view, and it should go to the users, not on index, it should go users dot send email view. Okay, and we need to create this send email view inside our users. Okay, so here send email underscore view dot blade dot php. So send email view, and we're gonna pass compact, and compact we're gonna pass some data. Okay, so we need to just go into this page. You can copy something here. We can use previous page, this index page, just copy this thing and go to the view, and here we're gonna users data to send. This is the place where we put some data that we want to send to particular user. Okay, so we don't need the table, we can just delete this table. Okay, added something in the form. So these are the information that we need to pass. First one is just firstly delete this thing. First one is the greeting, and the name is greeting, and then we have to pass the body, and the name is body. Then we have the action text, then we have a action URL, and then ending text, then we have a submit button. So it says that if we go to the send email notification, here in the constructor details, we need to pass all those parameters like these details greetings, this detail body, action text, action URL, and this variable name, this array name or the array accessor name should be the same as here in the name, because in the controller we're going to access those information in the user controller. Okay, so that's why we need that. PHP artisan optimize PHP artisan serve. So it will go to the email ID of 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see, send email view for user ID 1, and then if we go to the second ID, it will go to the mail view of ID number 1 of user 2. So it is working perfectly, there is no issues. And if you put some value like greeting, body, action text, action URL and submit it, it will submit, but it will not work. For that you need to create this functionality. So how can you do that? If we go to the email view, you need to go to the action. When you click on this submit button, this information should be saved into the database. So for that you're going to route, and here we're going to store email, store user email. Okay, just copy this and paste it here, store user email. So let me save it here and make sure it is a post request. Here send email, here I'm gonna write it store email. Okay, store email, here I'm gonna write store email, and user controller, and here I'm to write store user email, store single email. Okay, this is for the single user email, and you need to post it here. Go to controller, send email to each user. This is very simple, send email to each users, and public function, just copy store single email, and here you need to use this request because we need to get all of our data from this email view. We need to get the greeting, body, action text, action URL, all of those things using this send email view page. Okay, so this is the view page. From the index page, we are clicking on this each view called send email view using the user ID, and using that you are going to the email view, this page. And now we need to store all of our information, and for that we are working with store single email. And what we need to do, that just write details is equals to array. Okay, here in the details, in the index of greeting, we need to pass request greeting. Okay, so this is the same thing that we're gonna do for every single parameter. And then we have the body, and then we have the action URL, and finally we have the ending text, which is end text. And just copy the same thing, and we will get it from our request. Okay, and now our notification facade, as you can see, notification facade, you're gonna send some data to the users, so to some persons, suppose users, and you need to send which data, this array of data that you need to send to this notification facade. If we go to the send email notification, these are the parameter it takes in the constructor. If we see the constructor, it takes some details, and you need to pass greeting, body, action, all of those things. So if I just write it new send email notification, and as you can see we have sent email notification, and it takes some details, some parameters, some details. Okay, so in the parameters I already put all the information that we need from the form. Now I need to just send these details. Okay, so now it will work. So you just use this user. Now we need to get the user. So for that I think we need ID, and as I changed here, we need to go to web.php, and in the post store email to particular user ID, because this is for the single user, is store user email. Okay, and we need to have some ID. So if I go to the email view, this view, we need to have some ID here. And how can we get the ID? Within the data ID, and data ID we get here, as if we go there particular, we get particular user ID, and save those, compact this data, and this data holding all the user information, particular user information. And if we go to the send email view, and it will take us to each view of the user with the particular ID, and here we can add all of our information that we want to send to this user using this ID. Okay, so that's why we need to add that ID to in our route. And if we go to store single email, and here we need to pass the ID. So here we have to have a user, and we need to find it user find with ID thing. So this is the thing that we need to pass. We need to pass the single notification to single users, and it will work really perfectly. So if I just optimize it and serve it again, now as you can see it will work without any problem. I think this user is actually, let me send the email to Alex. Hi Alex, we're from Laravel team. Give them some YouTube link, action text, and ending text. So it is reloading. I think it is working perfectly. Okay, it will working perfectly, but after it sends, it should go to return redirect to slash users page. It should go to users page. Okay, after this email sending is done, it is going back to our users page. And now we need to go to our mail trap, and mail trap, as you can see, we have two email that we passed few seconds ago. And hi Alex, we are from admin Laravel team. If you click on this, it will go to the YouTube link, and thanks for watching. So this is working really perfectly without any issues. Now you can do the same thing for all the users. For all the users, this is very simple. You don't need to do anything. Just create a controller, and instead of each user you're gonna send is store for all, is store all user mail. Okay, store all user mail, and here you just need to write, and even you don't need that ID, you use for each users. Here you use for each users as $user, you need to send this notification. Okay, and it should be users, particular user. For all the users you need to send this thing, and the users will be getting from user dot all. Okay, we parse all the user from the database and sending all of their email with our particular data that we want to send. So in the constructor we send all the information, and this constructor is sending all the information toward this notification, send email notification, and here in the constructor we are getting it and then we are passing it. Okay, this is the very simple way to do that. So I think now you understand the pattern how this is going on. So just copy store all user email, and if I go to web.php, here we need to store this and create this again, and we don't need any ID, store email to all. Okay, and just cut it and give the function name and email store all user email. Okay, now you need to copy this thing and you need to go to index page. In the index page I need to create one more thing, which is anchor tag and class of btn-primary, and here I'm gonna write send email to all users, and here I need to pass the route store all user email, and it will send all the users. So what we are using, you store all user email, and that we defined here, and it will go to this route and go to store all user email functionality. It will go to user controller, it will go to store all user email, and it will use the for each loop, because we need to use every single users in our database should be sent this email to, and we are sending all the informations in the notification and the parameter details that we passed from the controller. Okay, so this is very important. So before that we need to add one more information, which is one more file, which is send email to all.blade.php. Okay, we can copy one more information and paste it here, send email to all, and just rename it, it should be email, and we don't need any particular ID. Send store all user email, method should be post, and users send email to all. Very simple steps. And we need to go to web.php, and we need to pass send mail view, just give it all, email view for all, send email view for all users. Okay, this is the thing that we're going to use, and send email view. We have to copy this thing and go to our users controller, public function email view to all, and we're going to return view, and we're going to write users send email view to all. Okay, and we need to go to our web.php, and we just use this thing, and now we need to copy this route, save it, and go to index, and index we need to go to this thing, this view, and if we go to this view it will take us to send email to all users, and now this route should be same as this route. it will send all the users. Okay, so I think it will work fine, but let me copy this thing and cut this thing and paste it in the upper side. This is for the all users and this is for the single users. Okay, so this works really perfectly, and let me go to optimize it and serve it again. So let me go to our email and now send email to all users. Here you can put hi everybody, we are from Laravel team, action, text, all of those things, and paste it. I think it will work like a charm. As you can see, Alex got the same email, hi everybody, and we're from Laravel team, and all of those things. Riyadh, Adib, all of the people got the same email. So it is working perfectly, and you don't need this thing as well. So as you can see, for the single users, I also created it for you guys, and also for the multiple users, you can do this very simple and easy steps. So just simple thing, first go to the index and show all the users. And if you go to the particular user ID, you can send it for this view, send email view for the single people, and you have to have an ID to store all the information and create the route. And if you want to send for all, you don't need ID, just mass assignment to all of the information that you want to send to particular users, to all the users in your database tables. So you can also do that. So all of the thing is working perfectly. Basically, we are just using this notification.php to send all of the information that we want to send from our form, and it will hold up here. And if you go to the user controller, we just use one line of code, which is notification.send to which user, to particular user or all the users. You can do that, and just new send email notification. This class takes the parameter in the constructor details and get it from the constructor and get it from the request parameter and send it to the constructor, and we are just getting it and just sending the email to the users. So this is the best way how can you send email to particular user and all the users within the form. How you want to send the information, like which greeting you want to use, which URL you want to use, which action text you want to use. You can all of the thing, you can customize it and send it with your own will. And this is the same thing that I want to show you guys from the long time, how can you use the notification and send email as a notification to all the users and the single users in the Laravel. And this is the very simple steps how we can do that, and this is the best way, and this is the project way how can you do that. Every single project you can use and implement this same thing again and again and reuse your code. So this is the same thing that you will find in the GitHub as well. I just upload it to the GitHub so that you can just get it and get all the knowledge that you need. So this is pretty long video, but I guess you learned a lot of things how can you send notification to all of the users and from the scratch, especially using the Jetstream. So I hope till then, take care, bye bye. I'll see you in the next video with more awesome and beautiful content like this in the near future. So till then, subscribe and stay with me all the time. So